for Time proudly presents a brand new show, segment, something or other. Attempt number 2, The Toy Closet. We're here, we're live with a former co host of mine, a many time host, Mr. Benny Rose.
Rise from your grave. I'm
And
back,
I am
baby.
and I am Paul. This is a very familiar image for some, very super familiar for us because we just tried recording and we had some issues. But looks like it's clear right now. Looks like the rain is gone and we're clear, and we're here for a new product, a new extension of what you're already doing, Mr. Rose, and trying something new, something you're a little bit more into than I am, but I dabble my feet, and since I've had a son, we dabble a little bit more than my wife probably likes.
Welcome.
But you didn't do the grand reveal. Now that we're on video of the toy closet, the aforenamed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what good is this closet going to be if you can't see what's in it, right, guys? So, welcome to the toy closet. I mean, clearly, I'm not the only one with a toy closet. May not be as massive as this because I know that Paul has one, but we have one we can look at each week and
Yes.
revel in the fact that I have issues, and that's okay.
Well, once I record the show, as people can see, there's a couch behind me, so I'm in my living room. My son is down for a nap. But if we record as we used to, when we used to do the Media Masterminds, shout out to the Media Mastermind show, which still exists somewhat. Uh, I the closet in there is, I don't know if you would consider it a toy closet, but it is a Lego closet for sure.
This guy's got it all, and it's all out of print. So, I mean, kudos
There,
to you.
there is quite a lot in there. It's quite a lot that I'm looking to move on from. So that will be part of what we do on this show. Also, is try to help other collectors without breaking the bank, and try to move some of our wares as space becomes limited. Do unboxings, do reveals as Benny gets some stuff from some of our PR friends, and see where this takes us, and show some of what we're excited about, maybe stuff that's coming down the pipe, stuff that we have that we just got that's recently exciting us. And I know Benny had a segment, that he wants to do called
Well, there's two of them. There's what are you buying, which will be
"Thank
really
you,
cool.
thank you,
And
stranger."
I'll have to get on the ball with that because a friend of the show, the Dr. Joe, is known for having an Excel sheet that I have dropped the ball on for years that I have
Yes,
just not created
yes.
because we always like to talk about what do we have pre-ordered, what's coming, what's in the pipeline, and I'm always just like a lot, and I don't have an organized list. So I think this might be a reason to kind of get into that mode. But the other one would be, what's in the box.
What's in the
So,
box?
sometimes, yeah, so sometimes we might have a box that comes in and we don't know what the hell's in it. Sometimes we forget we pre ordered something from a year ago that actually happened recently. So that could be cool, real quick.
Oh, those are the best, right? When they show up and you don't even know. Literally,
Oh,
you don't know
well,
what's in the box.
it's a mix of you don't know what the hell's going on. Your wife is like, what the hell is this? And your son is like, is that for me? And I'm like, no. So, or I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah.
most likely it's not. But yeah, I got a nice package that was double boxed, which is really cool. And this is something I pre-ordered like at the beginning of the year, and I saw people were getting it, and I was just like, all right, I guess it'll come when it comes. And then I forgot, and then it showed up. So this is the second box that's inside, and this is a third-party product. You got me into the world of exploring third-party, stuff that's out there, and this is known as the Red Gull Wing. This is a third party unofficial version of a mask uh, vehicle for an 80s TV show that I loved. And it was M.A.S.K. And it was guys that had, people that had, armor of sorts with helmets that had certain abilities. And then they had vehicles. And the vehicles would kind of transform into certain things.
Whoa,
And
whoa! Be careful with that word.
it would optimize
Whoa,
into a
whoa!
compatible vehicle. but they took a lot of inspiration from the original art and the original design, but clearly
Yeah.
it's not Mask. It is
Mm,
Machina.
it's close though.
It's very close.
That's
And
more close. Like whoever did the box design and everything is much more. They're taking their chances with getting cease and desist,
oh, it
but
already
also
happened.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
because most of the Transformer third parties, which I collect, and we'll dive into that. Obviously, they don't even try to replicate box art or anything like that because Hasbro, they know that they'll come for them. They're coming for you.
well,
They're
Hasbro
coming to
comes for
get you.
everybody, and I won't open this one, but this will be a perfect example of what you're saying of a third party that doesn't make it as super obvious. We have Octopus Man. For those that don't know who that is, shame on you. But this is a 112 scale. So that's something you'll learn about me versus Paul and some other collector friends we'll have on the show. I'm a 112 most of the time scale collector. I do collect some 7-inch, which is the realm of Toddy Mac, which I'm sure his name he'll be brought up a lot on this show.
King Spawn,
King
the
Spawn.
King Spawny, I'm directing it, I'm writing it. Shout out to Rob Liefeld.
Oh my God.
That's gonna
So
make us polarizing because I know a lot of people don't like him, but I do. So
I don't have really an opinion on him. I don't follow him enough to, I remember his work growing up in the comic book store, but I've seen him talk. I've seen Toddy Mac talk, and they're almost like the same person. It's almost like they just changing masks. So you never know. We'll find that out.
changing
I mean, look,
masks.
think about the fact that we have aliens, right? Apparently.
Oh, here we go. This is
There you
not what
go.
the
There
show
you
is
go.
supposed to be about.
Well, I'm just saying,
Okay,
feed into it.
go right down it.
Yeah,
Right down the
that's it.
rabbit hole.
There you go. Nosedive.
Well, just
So
to add extra fuel to your fire, I did update my spreadsheet recently, this past week or two. So you're next up. You're gonna have to get on it. Maybe
so
I'll just make it a shared spreadsheet, and you could add your column into it over,
okay.
something like that.
Well, I would say the good news for now, and we are always going to say for now, my list is very short. Like most of the stuff that I has started trickling in within the last month or two. So there's not too much in the pipeline currently. I have like two things on my pile of loot in um, Big Bad Toys, Amazon's a couple of Toddy Macs. My Robin got delayed, which I'm really pissed about because that's the Toddy Mac holy grail for me. Been waiting for that Drake Robin. So, you know, it'll be cool to see when the Toy Fair comes because that's a big thing that's changed this year. For those who are not familiar, the New York City Toy Fair is something that usually happens in February, and it's been segued really close to New York Comic Con, which I think is strange because they're both the same venue. And it's
Yeah,
like, one's for the public,
they're
one's
within a
not.
week, aren't they?
Yeah. So I will not be attending New York Comic Con. I don't believe you are as well,
That is correct. But
but we will be.
at Toy Fair.
There you go. This will be a really cool opportunity this year.
Yes, we would definitely have content from Toy Fair for this show, and I'm excited. And it's something uh, I mentioned to my mother, which not many people know, is my mother used to have a side business online selling plush teddy bears. So she had arrangements with Gund and some of the other companies that she used to sell teddy bears online. And I'm talking during the infancy of the internet, the late 90s, early 2000s. And she always we used to talk about it and how she would try to go because originally you could only go as someone
Professional.
that is buying yeah, either wholesale or buying direct from these companies, and we never had the opportunity. So I told her recently that we had both gotten approved to go for a toy fair, and she said, wow, that's exciting, and it's still limited. You can't buy tickets to it, and I'm really looking forward to it. Something that I wanted to go to for a very long time.
That's awesome. Yeah, that'll be a really great time. And on the flip side of that, I have my experience with it. I've been doing it with Gaming Age for years now. Thankfully, I'm grateful for that. But I was fortunate enough in a similar scenario where my father was having his comic book shop and started diving into the, hey, maybe I should bring some toys in here, but relatable to the comic world and stuff. And he was one of the first stores in the U.S. area to start selling Toy Biz figures. And it was because he was able to go to the Javits and go to the toy fair. And I begged to go, and kids were not allowed. It was frowned upon pretty much. And I knew all about it growing up, and it was the same mindset of just could not believe that it's a toy fair and a kid can't go to a toy fair.
Right,
And
exactly.
and you
And
grow up and you understand, why.
it's funny during that era for both of us, like they really showed everything at those shows. Like now
Yes,
I don't expect to see as
right,
much as we probably would have gotten back in the day, but they used to show
right,
everything that was coming out for that next year. Things didn't work like the way they do now, where Hasbro will do their Hasbro Pulse live streams and toy reveals and stuff like that. Like everything happened at Toy Fair for the next
agreed,
year.
right. And a big part of that too is, at least for this year, the fact that it's been pushed to the end of the year, right next to a huge comic book convention run by ReedPop. How are you gonna, talk about certain things that, you potentially would have maybe revealed at New York Comic Con?
Right.
So funny enough, I had an interview at the earlier part of this year with Diamond Select Toys, and I had Zach Goat on there. Great, great person that I've connected with over the years at the toy fair, and that was a question I brought up to him. They were figuring out, like, do we split up, what our reveals are? Do we have some for the toy fair? Do we have some for New York Comic Con? Obviously, because they're going right into the holiday season at that point, and right, they're prepping already. So
Right.
there's a lot of that business aesthetic that they have to focus on. And when it comes to revealing stuff, you're usually doing stuff at the beginning of the year, early fiscal, sometimes end of fiscal, starting the next year, especially in February, because most businesses' fiscal year ends and starts in March. So it's an interesting, dynamic on how they're going to approach that. I don't think we're going to probably get too much newer reveals, or maybe they'll just save a couple of exclusives. That's what I was thinking. Like if they're going to have a New York Comic Con exclusive, they'll hold off.
Yeah.
Anything that's gonna lead into the holiday, they'll talk about at the toy fair. So,
Yeah.
lot of cool opportunity, but, I'm excited nonetheless. Hopefully, it won't be freezing outside because we've had those times in that time of the year where it gets really cold early or it stays hot,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. I'm excited to go. I think and as we go move forward, we'll have more to talk about. But back talking with the spreadsheet. This is, I think, I'll rattle through a couple of them just so the audience gets an idea of what I collect as opposed to you collecting everything under the sun.
Hey, hey,
But
no GI Joe in this house.
I have the Toddy Mac Superpowers Wave completely pre-ordered. I have all the existing ones already, besides the Superman jet with the hands, which I think is really dumb.
Yeah,
But I have everything else pre-ordered. So the Batmobile, the Wonder Woman jet, Aquaman, Batman and Robin, the new wave of them. I have some Super Seven also pre-ordered for the
boo.
Treehouse of
We'll save that
Horror.
for another show.
Well, these are the reaction figures, Treehouse of Horror, but then I also do have the Simpsons Wave 3 pre-ordered, which I told you already I'm on the fence with. It has
Right.
Ralph, it has Mr. Burns, and the Kang and Kodos. But as we've discussed in the past, and I'm sure we'll discuss on the show, Super 7 with their Ultimates don't seem like day one purchases at all. They probably shouldn't be unless you're getting a lot of extra stuff, which now they're starting to include on their website when you buy a whole wave because they're dropping in price very quickly.
Yeah. And I've noticed, I don't know if you knew that, like some retail stores are selling some Super Sevens. Like Best Buy has a section that sells Super Sevens, which is kind of weird. And I've already seen them with like their new electronic tags with like price drops, because they're sitting there.
Oh, Best Buy
I,
started doing that now?
yeah,
Like
well,
whole
I think a part of it is due to one, people probably don't know that they have them, Two, I don't know what the interest is. Like,
Yeah, they're very niche.
yeah. And I just like to clarify my statement for the Boo. The Boo is more of just I only own a couple of Super 7 Ultimates. I do have some of the reaction on card, pretty much just the Power Rangers, and I have a Rocketeer in the back corner under me. But it's more because of the Tommy. The Tommy kind of put the nail in the coffin for me with
Yeah.
the Green Ranger.
I mean, I think we need to be fair to all these. We need to hold
Yeah,
all these toys accountable. That when
I
someone
agree.
makes quality work, and it should be commended, and when someone doesn't do such a good job, and some of the human faces from
Right.
the Super Seven line has not been good.
And I think that's the main problem that I'm seeing. Like they do a knockout job with animated stuff, cartoon references, anything that is portraying real life. They take almost like a animated series approach. Like if there was an animated series of Power Rangers, this is probably the skin tone and the facial features that the character would have, or
Yeah,
close to. But the renders that are shown to us prior are not anything like these. So that was a big part of
that
like,
I think that's the biggest thing. Why there
yeah,
was such backlash.
yeah. Because I mean, I got to the point where it leaked online. Somebody got it early. They showed it, and I was like, I don't want this. And then I tried calling. They're like, oh, it already shipped. I'm like, yeah, it shipped as soon as you saw me complain. You literally just put it in a box or press the button, you know. And it's like, all right, I think that's going to be sold at the toy show. Heads up, if anybody's looking, because I don't want to really sit on something like that at this point. I do collect a ton of Power Rangers, but at this point, how many of the same thing are you going to collect? And
Yeah,
I love the fact that it came with a lot. That's the other thing I'll give them is they come with a lot of accessories and things like that.
I just figured let's throw this up.
Yeah,
We
of
mentioned the
course.
Woodbridge Toy Show. It is, as of recording this, it is tomorrow. So if you're listening to this a little late, you would have passed the time, obviously. But we'll be there. Benny, myself, Richie, right?
Yep.
End of the show.
Mr.
Richie
Rich
will be there.
Rampage from Never Enough Toys podcast. So he spends a lot of time on TikTok and he does a lot of live streams. So I think he was unfortunately recently banned because TikTok is weird like that with live streaming. But maybe I'll do a live stream from there and we can have some fun. Have kind of a realm of three collectors. Just trying to kind of make room from the perspective of what we have and have fun, talk to each other, promote our shows and things like that. And with our luck, we'll probably walk around and find shit that we shouldn't be buying and recycling that money.
Yeah. So there is a couple other things on here. I'll just rattle through them quickly. I have to update it because the Sentinel is on here, the Titan class Marvel Sentinel, which I already received, so I do have to remove that. I have the '89 Batmobile. I have the '89 Batmobile. I have some X-Men '97 Legends on here. I have a Fan Toys Scourge, which is a third party. Yeah, that is a Sentinel. It is bigger and nicer than I expected. Fan Toys Scourge is a third party. A lot of Transformer collectors will know about. I also pre-ordered this third party, or I guess you could third or fourth party. I don't know where it would fall
Fourth
from
party.
from Metroplex. I think it's a
Oh, that
third party,
that glorious Metroplex.
right?
Holy shit.
Apparently, it's only going to be just over $100, but
Incredible.
it's really nice. Yeah, hopefully, like they don't have a Super Seven where the production pictures look worse than what we actually receive. We shall see.
All right. Well, let's hope we
Did
actually
you
get
end
it
up
too.
pre-ordering it?
Not yet. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely do it soon.
Yeah. So
I
what? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say with that Metroplex, like I always wanted it. So we've talked about the original one from what was it, maybe 7, 8 years ago. But as I looked at the pictures, I'm like, I don't like it.
I
I feel like the proportions were kind of weird
I
on
happen to
him.
like that one, but I never picked it up, and then it went for crazy prices. And this third-party one looks like one of the best I've seen in a
Yeah,
long time. And I don't have the link available, but if you want to look it up, it's on Show Z Store. They're a site that I use rather frequently. I actually have something from them here. This is it's still classified as a fourth party. I don't know why how you differentiate between the two. Usually, a fourth party is more like a knockoff,
right.
but this is Blaster, obviously.
Nice.
and he's just missing his logos, but you can get those stickers from many different places to make him, you know.
The fandom is strong, and the community is very talented, I have to say.
Oh yeah, some of the third and fourth party, especially on the Transformers, and as you showed with the mask, they're quality. They really give some of the other stuff a run for its money.
Agreed.
But while we're still promoting the Woodbridge Toy Show, what are you gonna have? What are you gonna have tomorrow? Primarily, if someone's listening to this or watching this already and want to stop by, happen to be in the area.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna probably have a ton of Marvel Legends, tons, baby. Probably have some Transformers because I have a lot of stuff that I just don't have room for the sake of a lot of the Transformers that I own. Believe it or not, more so are open. I don't have too many that I wasn't gonna keep in the closet essentially. So I might bring some of that stuff. I have a couple of third parties. I was thinking about that Octopus Man because I know that there's a rumor that Hasbro is going to put one out, and I'm not one for cloth figures. Like I don't like when the clothes are there personally, because I feel like over time that's gonna wear and tear. But that's just me. Um, I don't know. Like there's a lot of stuff. I have a lot of third party stuff that I'm like having second thoughts on that I never opened for the same reason. Clothing. I have a Mezco Ultimate Wolverine. I don't collect Mezco, but I was a sucker for getting it. And then once I looked at it, I'm like, it's cool, but it's not me.
Right.
I have a million Wolverines. And then, just a lot of stuff that left over from the previous shows.
Same.
Some of the randos on this wall. Because I think my wall's going to turn into primarily MCU at this point. Because right now, or Marvel, So I'll do a quick update of this back wall. Because now that wall is filling up of Spider-Man and a couple of the Diamond Selects that I had that I don't want to open. And then boom,
Boom.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, taking over my walls again. But that's pretty much, yeah. I'm sure I'll have
You're out of frame
random.
now.
Nah, I'll be
There you go.
back. Give it a second. I'll be back. Blur. Come on, focus.
There you
There we go.
go.
See? But yeah, nah, it'll be a lot of cool stuff. I'll probably have some gaming stuff too. I always have random, gaming headsets, controllers. Come by, come say hi.
Definitely.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, I did a lot of pricing yesterday and gathering things. So I have some similar stuff. So I will have a couple Marvel Legends that you like you Benny. I have quite a few Transformers. I have Lego, which not a lot of people at these shows have. I'm not going to bring everything, but I have a bit of Lego, and if there's something someone's looking for, I'm going to have some business cards. Uh, you can shoot us uh, a message on social media. It'll have a link to the YouTube channel on it. It'll have a link to my Venmo, bunch of ways to contact us if you're looking for something in particular from either of us. So even if Benny doesn't have something, we can work it out. I have a few gaming things, not much, but mostly action figures. I'm unloading some GI Joe stuff that I thought I was gonna save for my son or my godson, and it doesn't seem like I'm gonna end up going that route since now went down the Ninja Turtle rabbit hole.
Oh
Can't
God,
can't hang on to everything.
my condolences. I might have some
Uh,
Ninja Turtle stuff actually. I might have
oh,
some.
cowabunga!
I might have some the AXN figures because I don't want to start. That's a dangerous thing to start collecting.
It is. Then I have a couple wrestling, which is odd. Also, I don't usually collect wrestling stuff, but I do have some of that. I have pops from leftover shows also that I'm really kind of moving on completely from pops,
Right.
outside of my Ant-Man collection and a couple other scattered ones I'm keeping. Outside of that, I'm pretty much moving on completely from regular proportion pops.
Cool. That's a good thing.
Yeah, they just take up too much space. I have some DVDs and Blu-rays also.
Uh-oh.
Those are more just like a bonus.
Boxes and boxes.
Not as many. Remember the last show we just left? I just left the box there with stuff in it. But I have some more 4K discs
Yes.
that I just
Ooh.
ended up taking the digital copies out of, so they're brand spanking new.
I'll be sifting through those. Oh,
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. We haven't done a show together in a while, about a year for
yeah.
me. But
No, it'll definitely be cool, and hopefully we don't get a rough spot in the corner like I
yeah,
did with the last show I did, literally in a pretty much toy closet. People are like, "Oh, I
hey,
didn't even know you
it'll
guys were
fit.
back here." Cool. Yeah, I think we can keep this one short and sweet. I think
Yep.
welcome. We're happy to have you. Again, another thing that we'll probably do is we'll probably have some guests on here in the vein of the toy world, toy industry. Like I am been trying to connect with some of the manufacturers on there. We might get stuff that maybe we don't even collect, just to kind of get a perspective in the industry. I think that could be cool. Um, but again, we have our regular press for time show, whereas more of a variety show. Tyler's not really into the toy stuff, so this was a great way for us to bring content to you, in a way with people that actually do the collecting. And I don't like to put Tyler on a show where he can't relate, and
Right.
he does the same respect for me. So I think this is a great way for us to kind of expand our brand, because even Paul is pressed for time. He is a family man, he's got a job and things like that. But we're passionate about what we love and we collect, and this is a way for us to talk about it. And I look forward to the future. And Andrew Garfield Spider Man says, "Look over there. Stay tuned to next time. We hope you stay around for the long journey." But which Spider Man are you?
Did you didn't want to show off the stuff you had stacked there? You want to hold that off, or
Nah, we can hold it off. I think we'll do a
okay?
segment with that. That'll be cool.
All right.
Yeah, we'll keep it nice and short and sweet,
All
guys.
right.
All right.
Yep.
We
Well,
hope
we'll
you
see
have
you
a
guys
great day.
soon. Woodbridge Toy Show, August 20th.
And with that, I will close the toy closet. I can't because it's locked. But no, we'll close it. We'll do this every show now. Bye bye.